And we are live. I don't know how long that music played or whatever, but I'm just gonna hold it. Anyways.
Yeah, all right.
Excuse me. And yeah. Welcome guys to the Friday Fallout. Good to see you here. As you see, it's me and Cody tonight because Glenn is on vacation traveling. I think some national parks and stuff out there on the East Coast. So send some love to Glenn out there. Be safe because it's a little crazy out in the world right now. But yeah,
I'm sure no one will mess with him.
yeah, I don't think anyone messes with me either. You know, I just really don't have much. I'm just using this for filler content because I don't have
I know.
anything. And a man of many words that speaks none, Cody. You know, thanks for hanging out, man.
Hello.
Damn, killing it, man. So, anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll get right into it.
right into the thick of it.
Extra thick. Anyways, Cody, what's up, man?
3 keys.
What are you vaping on
Nothing.
today?
Same old shit.
You gotta tell us every
What?
week. I still make them listen to me
It's,
say the same thing.
The Pixie Chilled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same shit. Pixie Chilled. Green apple. Sour green apple. Hold on. Sour. It's nice and
Is it sour though?
sour. No, not. It tastes like green apple. That's really it.
Yeah.
I got the same old mod. The dual top side, whatever. Rebel recoil.
Damn, dude, sounds so interesting.
I know. I'm just fucking killing it.
Yeah, guys, as you can see, this is the quality content you're gonna get here tonight. So, buckle up, folks.
Viewership drops to 0. Like,
Yeah.
instantly.
But I do see some stuff in the chat. I will address in a minute after we get past the buffets and it's a little bit getting into seeing who's in the chat. But I guess I'll go ahead and do my buffet. I haven't went and got my mango back yet. Dwayne dropped some off for me, but I'm sticking with the Anarchist Red. I have terrible lighting. It's just like a bad like Nirvana video in here with the topside dual and the Go. But I don't know if I've told you guys recently, but I've been getting onto this pod game stuff, these Yaya pods. I look like one of those videos that they used for anti-vaping because they're fucking delicious. Anyways, I got the banana ice, which is bomb, the blue raspberry, and the grape. Grape's not that great, but it's alright.
You're talking about the anti-vaping ads. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are just the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Not because I get you're trying to push a point or whatever, but the way that they go about it, they're like, "Oh, you want to quit Juuls?" And then the girl throws it into a glass and just fills the glass up with orange juice or something, and it's just like, "Yeah, I showed them
Yeah, I spent $30 on this at a gas station to throw it in a bottle of water to get internet fame. I'm so cool.
The newest one I saw was this dude was like, he was like, I'm gonna do it," and he had a jewel taped to his chest, and he was a fat guy like me, just a fucking just titties out everything, and he just had it taped to his chest right in the middle, and he just half-ass belly flopped into a pool and was like, "I did it," and I was like, "What did you accomplish?"
Yeah.
Did you overcome your nicotine addiction, I guess?
Well, the worst part is in the advertising that they did the kids for that, and this is a good segue into the next step because we're going to talk about Australia next. I don't know if you've seen any of it, but it's really dumb because that gives kids an idea of how to get on the internet and be featured, and they're basically telling underage kids, if you have a jewel, make a video of you with this device that you should not have and go destroy it in front of your parents and then post it on the internet of you, an underage person that shouldn't have this, with possession of it, destroying it because that'll show them. It's like, what the fuck? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. If I don't know.
I don't know.
Honestly,
Internet fame is a funny thing, but people. That's
Oh
what.
yeah.
That's why. But I can say what the fuck about that. But then again, everyone's got an OnlyFans showing their butthole on the internet nowadays. So maybe it's 2020. I don't know.
Yeah. Subscribe. OnlyFans.
The Amigos and Co. OnlyFans. We have no one watching. We actually talked about earlier before when we first started the channel is getting a calendar of all of us together with our man meat out. You know, not like our weenies,
With
but
our man meat.
but like, you know, like your boobs and like your belly out, and doing like the pinup calendars and stuff.
Rephrase that whole thing. All of us with our man meat out, you know, dressed up as fireman, just hoses out everything. Like,
yeah, and then
yeah, no, it's still down.
So I'll go hit the chat real quick, and then we'll get into this Australia situation. I don't really have too much first-hand information on it, but can send people to it. But anyways, we got RB Mark 2 in the chat. What's up, bro? Thanks for hanging out. Mr. Dennis Michael, Mr. James Plogger, good to see you, man. Mr. Jangling. We also got Vapors Odyssey, Joshua Appley Miller. Good to see you here, bro. He's always active on the streams. We got Tick Begin Shannon. That's the homie right there from Australia. He's the one that brought it up, and it's good info because a lot of our viewers, not a lot, but a good chunk of our viewership is Australia, and so this is something that's hitting you guys hard right now. Tick Begins, so like I said, Mr. Mowgli Vapes, and then Vapors Odyssey again. Robert Darkings from the UK. What's up, man? Good to see you here. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump into it, and then I'll let the chat correct me if I'm wrong on certain points of it, because it's happened overnight. So what happened was in Australia, Greg Hunt, I guess he's like their supreme leader over there of Australia, you know, and he passed a law behind closed doors that on July 1st that you'll no longer be able to buy imported nicotine in Australia, even if you have a prescription, which was, in my understanding, the case now. So if you had a prescription, you could get nicotine. But yeah, on
nicotine prescription.
Yeah, you have to get a nicotine prescription. They passed that where it was kind of easy to get, kind of where it's kind of like getting a medical.
What?
Yeah, so it was on our Monday show. I know you don't. I know you're usually working and stuff, but yeah, we went over that on a Monday show with Adam and Legion, and so they passed that not too long ago, saying like blah blah blah. You can get a prescription for it, and it seemed like it was going to be kind of free open to where it's going to be easier. Because like it was here in the States, like, you know, because you're from Nevada, like me, when they did the medical marijuana cards, you had to get a prescription, but basically anyone can get it for whatever. And it sounded like, yeah, you know, like the Dr. Reefer billboards.
And they'll be like, your back definitely hurts. Here you go.
Yeah.
Fucking write it up. Look.
So it seemed like they had some like light under, like, you know, light at the end of the tunnel out there in Australia, because that's how they were going to go with it. And then last night they passed a thing through to where like they didn't have a vote on it, they have an open session on it. And what happened is they went through and made it to where now it's going to be illegal to import nicotine, even if you have a prescription, after July 1st, which is going to be a huge hit to the market in Australia, because I know there's some juice manufacturers out there, but there's also a heavy market for people that buy stuff from America or the UK or the Philippines or wherever you buy your juice from online. And it kind of like passed like a backdoor deal, like when they did, remember back when... I think you were working there when we were at Local Vape, when I went with Erica and everyone and we did the hearings or whatever, and then we had to go fight the tax bills out here, and then instead of passing the original one, they put it on a different one. It's kind of like the same scenario. So not exactly the same scenario to where they put it on a different bill, but what they did is did it behind closed doors to where no one had any input on it. And so when you guys see in the chat right here, if any of you guys are from Australia and not familiar with the situation, if you guys don't mind posting links from my Australia homies right here that have wrenches, if you guys don't mind post links to that stuff. But it's very serious because it didn't give anyone any input on anything, and so it's just a real fucking shutdown for like vaping. But cigarettes are still being sold, which contain nicotine and harmful chemicals, which have been proven to kill millions in their fucking whole span of being created, are just fine on the shelves of the stores. But they're saying that they're getting rid of vaping products because the nicotine is harmful and all that stuff. Right there, Tick Begins. Shannon says, even with a nicotine prescription, you'll only be able to buy government-mandated nicotine from pharmacies at a jacked-up price. This will cripple the Australian vape industry. And so, yeah, that's my whole input on it. We were talking about it a little bit before, but what it sounds like they're doing... Say it again, Cody?
They said input funds will be $22,000. $22,000.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out Anthony Mella. Thanks for joining in, bro. Good to see you here, man.
Like,
but
most vaping companies are not like massive companies. Like that will fucking literally destroy you if you try to import some shit. Like,
and that's the thing right there too, is like it's gonna destroy you. And then I think I saw like I don't know if Labworks is here tonight, but I think he was posting stuff, or somebody was, I think, or Adam was posting stuff before, And what's up, T? Gets good to see you. Love you, bro. Get some good sleep. I think that you can like do like grand larceny or like almost like assault and battery or something like that, and you get like a $2,000 fine at most, or like shooting a gun or something like that. Something, but you know how obscure that this fine is. That they're really trying to push this like big scare tactic to push people away from it and scare them.
Straight up, like they're gonna make an example out of the first person that tries it, pretty much. So.
Yeah. Basically make an example out of you. And so like Shannon was saying, what they're going to do is they give you that fines, but they're going to make you buy that mandated nicotine from their pharmaceuticals approved by the government agencies and stuff like that, which means that now they created a market that they can make money off of by having these pharmaceutical companies come in. I don't know how exactly their political system works over there, if they can take donations or anything like that, but it really opens the door to an American style pushover like we do here in the States, to where a company comes in, they get behind like a senator or a lawmaker, they change the rules, and then that company then is the one that is the only one available to do it. So monopolize it right there, and then whoever is in charge, that political person or any of that, they get to fucking reap the benefits of being in the pocket of these companies. So it's basically an American takeover of capital, like how we run our capitalist system here in the States and Australia. But yeah, right there, the take begins in the chat's posting links for anyone that needs to get more information on this and make your voices heard on this. It's a big thing right now, especially because it's just right out, like the rug's been pulled out from under you guys. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking atrocious.
So is it just on imported nicotine?
Yeah, well, you can't buy anything that's not government approved nicotine from them. So basically, it's like buying like government, like like you have to go. It's like pharmaceuticals here. They're treating it like a pharmaceutical there. So like it has to get lab tested and all that stuff. Sure, like all this, most use companies in the States already test their FDA, like regulated at a certain degree. But instead now it's not going to be. It's going to be up to the government's discretion to decide who can sell it. So that right there just gets rid of your market, and then that's where they come in. The pharmaceutical companies come in, take over, and make nicotine juices, probably without flavors or whatever. And the craziest part is that this has to be clearly a cash grab, because they didn't get rid of. They're saying that they're doing that to make it safer, but instead of getting rid of the products, they're keeping the products available so that when they create the products, when the government creates these nicotine juices from these pharmaceutical companies, that's what you're gonna have to use in your systems. So basically, they just took away the market for vaping juice and then created their own so that no one else can benefit from it except for them, because I'm pretty sure that they're starting to see that there are health benefits to it, and in a business mind state from someone like that, it's smart to do on their end to get more money in the end, kind of like buying out the competition down the line, and then now they reap all the benefits of either people choosing a safer alternative or they still collect the money from the big tobacco that's still coming in. Either way, it's a win-win for the government.
That's still super shitty. Like, I mean,
it's insane. It's insane. Like it's very clearly out there, and I don't know, I get it. Like we do tinfoil hat time here and all that stuff, and we like to dabble on the weirder side of stuff, but it's fucking insane to see, because it's just like unfolding right in front of your eyes, shit you would see on a James Bond evil villain movie or some shit. You know what I mean? Like this is the shit they used to make movies about in like the 90s.
What's Australia's take on weed, like marijuana? And shit?
It's illegal. They just did some stuff where you can get it for prescription style stuff. I don't know if he's in the chat here tonight. Shane Beekman was he's a amigo on here, and he he shared with us that he was recently able to get his medical card for it because he's in a very bad situation. But he said it was still hard for him, and to be honest, someone like him, I'm not going to get into his details, but he would need it more than anyone else I could imagine, and he still had to jump through hurdles to get it. So it still seems pretty Puritan over there, for lack of better words. But yeah, it's crazy. And so make sure you guys are out. If you guys are in Australia, make sure you guys are going out there and shooting emails or petitions and all this stuff, like the Greg Hunt stuff. Contact him right there. Take Begins, put it in the chat. Make sure you make your voices heard. And I don't know how it works over there with you guys and how you guys vote in and out people, but I'm pretty sure that it's not easy here in the States, obviously, either. We've got 9,000-year-old senators, but you know what I mean? This is going to be a big fight for you guys. This is what we were going through in the States, rally-wise, what I'm thinking, at the same level with what's going on with you guys. Yeah, RB Mark II says it's the fines are actually cheaper for weed. which is mostly considered a narcotic in any anti-drug country. And so, I'd probably bet you could probably get a possession of a hard drug and have less fine than you would for getting nicotine. But yeah, in the chat, Mowgli Vape says that just invent 100 milliliter unflavored sex lube. Get the fuck out of here. Can you use PG and VG for that? Because if you can, I mean, there's a genius idea right there.
I mean, I'm no scientist, but
I've put weirder stuff on weirder places.
Can't say I have, but
I like in the chat we got people helping each other out. They're like, "Oh yeah, I can send as much essential oil as you may need." And if you guys don't know this and you don't work in like the vape industry or nothing like that, a lot of times when you send stuff to places that's not quite kosher, you might Middle East and stuff. Yeah, it's essential oils.
When you're sending a mod, it's flashlight parts. When you're sending juice, it's essential oils or like something like that, like lotion, some weird shit like that. Like it's a lot of times it was like because Middle Eastern dudes they'll own like vape shops and they'll be like, "Oh dude, I want to buy your 10 most expensive fucking mech mods," and you'll be like, "All right, well can't ship those there, but these are kind of the same parts as that go into a flashlight, so we're gonna send you a flashlight."
Yeah.
And DHL is like, "Fuck it, whatever, it's a flashlight."
I've sent stuff to ID Voca. He's been in our chat before. I've sent him a couple mods, and he's over there in Dubai, and I always gotta label them as like flashlight parts and stuff like that. And I have it stuck in my head because I go to UPS, and it's not illegal to ship vape stuff in the States, but I still have it in my brain that like working for the company and stuff like that. That when I go in, they're like, "Oh, what is this?" And they grab it. It's like the mech mod. I'm like, "Oh, it's a flashlight." They're like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "Yeah, it's like a DIY. Everyone's bored during quarantine." They're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, you just don't want to like deal with it if you'll get that one person that's like, "You can't do that," and you're like, "Dude, fuck you!" Like, come on, like.
Yeah. In the chat, Shannon says it's kind of like they have out here in California. If you guys have ever been or out in like San Francisco area, they have the state mandated heroin galleries and stuff like that, where safe shoot sites and stuff. And then it's like 500 meters from a school, and they want to open up more, but they can't. But they won't let you get nicotine juice, which is insane. It's insane. And then Anthony Romella said, "Here's a genius idea: send a bottle of Nick with a dildo and mark it lube, and no one would inspect it." I think that you're absolutely right on that one.
Except for you're trying to the shops out there are trying to get like cases of it, and you're like, "Well, guess I gotta buy 500 dildos along with these like 10,000 bottles of fucking juice."
Could you imagine the news?
You're sending 2 pallets. 1 pallet is juice, and 1 pallet is just dildos.
That's a soundboard. I hope you guys can hear it good. I'm still trying to figure out the sound stuff. But yeah, imagine like that being on the news. You see a bust like, "Oh, in Australia today we found a bust of nicotine juice, e-liquid for vapors, which people make fun of and call like weirdos, busted inside of 10,000 dildos today at the port of Australia, blah, blah, blah." And there's a news anchor like, they brought it in just like this. And like the dildos just like flopping around.
Shaking around.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, Greg Hunt, you fucking asshole, you get the fail soundboard. I hate you.
That was like the first one that worked.
Tick Begin says international companies can find ways around it. Fines are extreme. It wouldn't be worth the risk for a lot of them.
Just sending empty bottles of KY jelly.
Anthony Romella says this hits like a truck full of Aussie dildos. I wonder, would it be kangaroo style? Or would it just be like a giant... Would it be like... Instead of like... Okay, we'll talk about dildos for a second. So you know what a dildo looks like. And instead of a ball sack, it's a giant Australian tarantula. And instead of like a suction cup on just the middle, it has it on the little tarantula feet. So it's kind of like a little phone hook. Like a thing where you can hang your phone or your camera, Those little tripods that like hold on to stuff. I mean, I put too much thought in that.
Have you ever been on Hold on. Let me think.
This never starts well.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure it's what I'm thinking of. Oh, go to baddragon.com.
What's on baddragon.com?
You'll find out.
All right, Bad Dragon.
I encourage everyone to look this up, just to.
I'm guessing it's a dildo website. Why do you know this? Did you buy a gift?
Yeah, I did not, but I know of it, and it is.
It won't load. It won't load on my end.
Well,
I'll look it up later.
Okay.
That won't.
Everyone else, look it up. This shit's weird. Or you're into that, and that's cool, whatever. But like, shit's weird. Like.
Tig Begin says he threw a heart with the bad dragon and a unicorn, so I'm guessing it's something along those lines.
Ooh, this guy.
I'm guessing he knows.
We got some freaks in the chat.
Dongs for furries. Oh, okay. That's what I'm. Okay, makes sense.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
If your furry is like a unicorn or a alien or some weird dragon demon thing.
Hey man, you can't judge people for what they're into. It's 2020.
Hey dude, I'm not shaming. I'm saying like.
Shannon says a bad dragon medium is larger than a fist, and now I don't want to know anymore.
Oh, the medium is larger than a fist?
That's what he says.
I mean, I knew there was different sizes, but I would have expected a medium to be like, you know, a medium.
So if it's like a fist, it's like... I'm trying to find ways to use a soundboard, and I thought it'd be a lot cooler, but it's not that cool.
What? No, dude, it's super cool. What are you talking about?
That scene sucks.
Didn't get that one,
Oh, man. Anthony Ramella says there's a sex toy called a rabbit. They can make one called a kangaroo. It'll kick you in the clit.
Don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, to each their own.
Tick Begin says, look up Bat Dragon XL on Pornhub. Wow, just wow. So, guys, we went from our vape buffet to vape advocacy to dildos. I'm telling you, the arcs and the shows that we have are just insane.
Yeah, I don't know how we make these leaps, but they happen. Dude, you could get one that looks like a tentacle. I mean, and that's probably the least like weird one.
That's definitely gotta be least weird because like I don't know what was it like last week we were talking about like the Japanese thing or whatever, and like I've seen stuff like that around forever.
Yeah. But I mean, these ones they're like shaped all weird. They got like ribs and stuff, spikes. Fucking this one. That one's literally just like it looks like the snout of like a dragon, and the fucking tongue is coming out. And that's... What? It's been a minute since I've looked at these.
What?
Is that what he's talking about?
No, we're talking about dildos.
Tell Delane to look up baddragon.com.
Yeah, Cody said to look up baddragon.com. She said no. She's also scooping out the dog food because...
What?
Nothing.
Oh, she's scooping out dog food?
Yeah, because I keep the dog's food in here.
Yeah.
Have fun with your podcast.
Dude, they even got like fleshlights on here.
Alright, so if we're going to talk about this stuff, and then we'll get into the conspiracy theory. I had a fleshlight when I was in Afghanistan, and I gotta tell you, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Honestly, well, 1, I'm lonely. 2, I've kind of wanted to try one for a while. So, just might.
You're an adult now. You're able to make adult decisions, guys. Let's help talk Cody
into.
into.
An adult.
Does anyone have any like suggestions for Cody?
Oh, jeez. This one says, masturbatories. Wrap your package.
It's crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and it's something I could have probably pulled up for a video intro on here. I didn't do the video intro this week, but and like it was in Japan, and so what they do is they preserve semen out there because I guess like they're really into like the genealogy of their people and stuff like that, and like all that. So, anyways, there's a place in Japan where like you go in like a DMV and you sign up, and then to preserve your seed, they have these stands that look like ATMs. And they, and they.
Oh, the thing, yeah, it's
and
like,
it sits there, and you stand there in a room full of other people.
It looks like a Dr. Scholl's machine where they're trying to like check out your foot's arch, except for there's like a fucking. There's a flashlight that you put your dick into.
So basically, yeah, there's this thing that's in the middle of this thing, and there's a screen on it. I don't know if you're watching videos or whatever, but it says for preservation, the machines no one lasts for more than 90 seconds or something. And then they did a video of this news lady went up to the camera, and imagine a ring light that's wrapped in like rubber gloves, and it's just like yeah so
yeah. Fuck, what was I about to say?
I don't know, but Anthony Mellis said something about lubing up a Croc shoe, and now I'm intrigued.
I have Crocs, but they got the like fuzzy inserts in them.
You got the fancy, you got the Karen Crocs.
Yeah, they're like winter Crocs, I guess you'd say. Like they get hot. Like my feet sweat if I wear them like any other time besides when it's like hella cold.
I don't know who I was talking to the other day, but someone was talking about something, and I brought up the fact that when I was overseas, I would wear Crocs when I wasn't in my uniform. And they're like, oh, ho, ho. And I was like, no, dude, we call them combat Crocs. Everyone wore them. And so, like, we'd be out on, like, a fob or something, and then it'd get attacked. And then you'd see people out there, you know, on the line or on the fence or something like that, in a gun tower, with a machine gun and Crocs on. I wish I would have got more pictures of stuff like that, because I think that's, like, American art right there.
Dude, that's badass. Crocs get a bad rap. I know they're ugly as fuck, but they're comfortable.
They beat the crap out of flip-flops. When I went overseas, we'd wear them, you know, like I said, in common areas or whatever. And I had my, you know me, I like my flip-flops. I wear them in the house even.
Well, they got good grip, too.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like the flip-flops lasted maybe like a week, but them Crocs, man, they lasted, I think I have them in the closet still somewhere.
Oh, dude, and they got the sport mode strap. You gotta, like...
Sicko mode, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You be sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm just lounging. And then you hear, like, some gunfire. And then you're like, hold on, let me switch my Crocs to sport mode. And you just like flip that shit back, slide your foot in, and you're like, game time. Like,
you're like, hold on, this is my safety. And then you pull up your Crocs and you pull up the strap. Yeah, it's like ready, get your straps, like, you know, you see in like gangster movies.
Stay strapped.
Stay strapped, and it's just like a bunch of Crocs, you know.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dudes wearing Crocs.
Imagine
sport mode. Like,
now I wonder, like, if they're. I mean, this is America. I'm sure someone's done it. If someone
dude, I'm sure that exists.
Made a giant, like, fucking, like, a rocket launcher frame out of a giant Croc. Could you imagine that? And then, like, you know, on, like, the old, like, Russian-style four barrel, like, rocket launchers, like you play, like, Call of Duty, you know? Where you pull it out, that's the strap on the Croc where you put your, like, it's a foot-shaped missile. Pow, pow. Man, I should make rap videos, guys.
Yeah.
For Lil Dicky.
It'd be super popular.
That'd be super cool. But yeah, Anthony Ramella says that's the 70s version Crocs. The new Crocs are shaved. I talk about your hairy ones.
Damn. Well, they don't. The normal ones don't fit my feet because they have that rib where like your toes are supposed to go.
Yeah. It pushes your toe up.
My feet are too fat. They don't go all the way to the end. I'd have to get like two sizes too big, and then like I just have too much room in the back. Like I just got fat feet.
Shout out, Great Wombatsky just joined in. It's funny you say that because I have like elf feet, so like my toes they kind of curve up, you know. And like I'm really weird about my feet. I don't like to wear. I wear socks and flip flops in the house even. So I have a pool, and I don't even like my feet touching in the pool. So I got some water shoes from like Walmart. They're like $10. You know, I figured these would be good.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Oh yeah, you were there the other day. But yeah, man, those things hurt my feet so bad because they're made for like short feet, and I seriously have toes that like twinkle up. At some point, I was in a Disney movie and didn't even know it.
Yeah, I just remember like I was over there a couple days ago, and you were just like check it out, I got water shoes. And I was like, oh, you're officially white now. Thank you. Like, you're wearing water shoes in your backyard pool. And then, like, you're like, yeah. And I was like, all right, dude, that's cool. Like, and then you told me 3 more times.
Tig Begin says Harry Crocs are making a comeback. Oh, man. Odyssey says he thinks he saw some Croc boots. There are Croc boots out there. They're Croc Timberland, not Timberland branded, but they look like there's Croc Timberlands. So they have the front and everything that looks like that, and then like it's like a boot though. It looks like an UGG, and it comes up like past your ankle. So if you don't have those in your collection, Cody, I think you should get them.
What the fuck, dude? Your like audio just got better. That was weird.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all this sound out on the new computer. I don't know, like, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw me post, I got this new iMac, and I spent a bunch of money on it, and honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Like, because before you were kind of, like, not... Well, compared to now, you were, like, muffled before a little bit, but, like...
Maybe it's your headset.
Whatever. I mean, but, yeah, you sound a little better now. That's kind of weird. It just, like, randomly switched.
I don't know. I know YouTube's been acting a bitch all week, so it's been acting up. And then David Mall's in chat. What's up, bro? He's looking it up now. Yeah. Cody, are you looking up the Croc boots right now?
Nah.
Nah, are you still on that weirdo website?
No.
Well, the perfect segue into that, folks, is now it's time for tinfoil hat time.
Dude, they got ones that you can... Oh, my. We're muted. We're muted.
Well, that's a perfect thing that we came into. The last thing that they heard was Alien Dick and the tinfoil hat time. So, guys,
Oh, dude, sick.
it fits in perfectly. So, as you know, here we like to, explore into the weirdness of life sometimes. And so we have our tinfoil hat time and some conspiracy theory stuff. So I just want to ask a general one, keep it lighthearted tonight. Do you guys believe that aliens are real? That you can reach out, touch aliens? Like you see in this Michael Jackson picture right here of Michael Jackson touching a kid. I mean, that's E.T., I believe. Whatever, everyone's seen the movie. But recently, what's been coming out is that there's a lot of conspiracy theories going off because the Pentagon released the UFO footage and stuff like that, and the Navy and all that shit. Because they're out in the boats all the time, in the ocean, and they see all that stuff. So I'm going to ask you, Cody, and anyone in the chat, do you guys believe aliens are real?
Yeah? Like, I mean, okay. I feel like if you don't think aliens are at least a possibility, you're just such a closed-minded person. Like, you have no idea about how big space is and, like, the amount of space that is in space.
Interesting.
Tell me more, please. I don't know. It's just
So
for someone to sit there and be like, "Nah, aliens ain't real." Like, I'm like, all right, well, you're just obviously a dumb son of a bitch. So.
A Great One Batsky says, "Are aliens real? You've seen Trump, right?" And then the Tick Begid says, honestly, to say aliens exist in an expansive space is crazy. And then it's unreasonable to think such a large universe. We're only ones living here, says Anthony Romella. James Plogger says the same thing. And it's like, you probably think the Earth is flat as well if you don't believe in aliens. Mowgli says aliens shut the running lights off when they pass near our solar system.
Have you done a flat Earth one?
No, I haven't. I want to make it good, but we'll make that one.
Because that shit gets me, like, almost to, like, the point of just being furious of how fucking stupid people can be.
There was one, we'll do a quick flat earth talk about it, and then we'll get back to the aliens, but there's this one guy, and I know I talked to you about it when we were working together. It was the guy that said that the earth wasn't flat, and he tried to make his own rocket or whatever, You remember that guy?
Oh,
Yeah, so did
become
you-
paralyzed?
He actually died or paralyzed. Not
Oh,
one
he
of those
died.
two. Yeah, he died. So there's this guy. If you guys don't know, he is in the desert near Nevada. He's on. I think he was in the California side. He built himself a rocket, and then he was
And
saying,
he's like, I'm gonna prove that it's not flat,
Yeah.
or that it is flat.
That it's
so
flat,
he
yeah.
launched himself up like.
yeah. So he launched himself up, came straight back down to the earth, and then died. So you know what? Maybe the Clintons got to him. I don't know. But yeah, so back to the alien stuff. So everyone's seeing these things come out, you know? And so like, wow, like all these videos are coming out, you know, these alien spaceships. Obviously I didn't get this from NASA, but like this looks pretty real to me. So, I don't know. I mean, that right there, I mean, it doesn't look Photoshopped. I mean, if you're going to Photoshop a spaceship, why would you put helicopters in it? You know what I mean? Like, that would make sense. And then...
Turn the frogs gay. Sorry. I'm trying to I don't know. Sorry.
It's all good. And then right here, you know, you got like, you guys seen the movies Avengers. There's conspiracy theories going around that it's actually a documentary and that they have turned it into a movie to make people believe that it was fake. You know, so that's the thing going around. But for me personally, I play video games. I know a couple of people in here play video games, you know. Cody, I know, I don't think that you play Grand Theft Auto or anything like that. But if aliens didn't exist, then how come...
Oh my god, I know where you're taking
in
this.
Grand Theft Auto, you
Jesus
see these
Christ.
two right here. So I think that, you know, kind of like a Matrix style thing, that the aliens came and took over. And then what they're doing is they're sending their messages to our youth to take over the world. And, you know, video games, which is smart because everyone plays them. I still play them, you know. But yeah, so you see that right there, you know, the aliens out there fighting. And they're doing it like Blood and Crip style. It's like Blue Gang, Purple Gang. And then, yeah.
His Blood and Crip style. Blue gang, purple gang.
And then they also say that, the, you know, I don't know if you remember it. This probably came out when you were very young. Independence Day, the original one. They blew up the White House. And then so,
Yeah.
you know, in this image, I mean, it looks kind of real. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe they blew it up and then remodeled it. I know they're always talking about it. So, yeah. It's up to you guys to decide whether you believe in aliens or not. Me personally, I think Cody said it as well. A lot of you guys in the chat say, yep, they're real. So, yeah, guys, that's been our tinfoil hat time. But yeah, where's my regular hat now? Shout out Tom Marquez in the chat. He said that GTA life. That's my buddy right there. We went overseas together. I was there by myself. Ask Tom. No one will get that joke.
Yeah, very inside joke.
Oh, shout out to Becky Buckwild. Made it in here. I didn't even see her. What's up? But yeah, guys. So
You said aliens, period. Like, no cap.
yeah, no cap.
Besides the first letter.
Let's see. Right here in the chat, we got Robert said the Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe, according to the Facebook page. Yeah. So we'll talk about Flat Earth and we'll get you guys out of here. And then, you know, we'll do a dedicated conspiracy theory to that one
That's
too.
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Flat Earth shit. Like, sorry. What were you saying?
No, so we'll talk a little bit about the Flat Earth stuff. So obviously, you know, it's pretty comical to laugh at and look at. And then you see these people. And the craziest thing is, like, the most conspiracy theory people are the ones that got in trouble for, like, eating glue that you went to school with. And I'm not saying you can't change. You can't be a better or smarter person. But, man, I don't know if I want to take advice from someone sharing a Facebook post that had sex with the girls that has kids with a family of girls that had the same sisters. And then they're all cousins and brothers and all that stuff. You know, I don't know if I want to take their word for it. But, I don't know. What's the craziest flat earth thing you've seen, Cody?
All I'll say is I've eaten my fair share of Play-Doh, and I am not dumb enough to think that the Earth is flat. Like, and like there was probably about a week, like a few months ago. I spent a whole week just watching like
All the conspiracies and the
it's
videos.
gotta be. I probably watched almost 2 days worth of like flat Earth shit, like people debunking flat Earth stuff, and people just being dumb, like trying to prove that flat Earth is real, and I'm like, oh my god, it's
So like you say, you spent like a week. Was there one point that almost made you kind of think about it at all?
no,
Nothing, not one.
no. There was like a couple points that they made, and then like I'd be like, I'm not smart enough to like decide that, but also I don't think this person is smart enough to understand what they just said. And
Yeah.
Like, the next like the next video I'd watch, it would be someone like debunking that video, and I'd be like, oh right, I forgot that that's how gravity works. And then, like it's just like it was just I don't know. I felt so dumb, but so like grateful that I'm not retarded at the same time. Like it was just like I don't know.
Well, with your defense on the Play-Doh thing, Becky Buckwild says it smells so good, but it tastes like gas. And let's be fair,
very salty.
yeah, I was
It's extremely salty, actually.
I was a kid that chewed on Play-Doh. I'd be like, because it had that weird texture, but I was a weird kid. I also ate bacon strips.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I would say like, oh, I wonder. Well, see, okay, one, I don't understand why 75% of Play-Doh sets are making food items. Like, you're just asking kids to eat that shit. Like, you're like, oh, you made this fucking Play-Doh pizza. Check that
Bro,
shit
the
out.
Play-Doh spaghetti machine, that was the most lit thing.
Fixins. Like, and then they're like, oh, shit, it's pizza. And you're expecting your kid not to take a bite out of it? Like, come on.
The best thing was when I was a kid, I had some Play-Doh, and then I can't remember who it was, but my older brother was a real POS, a piece of shit, and then someone owed him some drug money, and so he taxed them and went and robbed their house for it. And there was an Easy Bake Oven because he took the guy's kid stuff. I didn't come from a good background. Anyways, I remember that he brought the Easy Bake Oven home for us, the kids to play with, and my sister didn't want to play with it. So I had the Play-Doh and I had the pizza, the little pizza maker.
Oh, no.
So I put it in there, and then Play-Doh just turns into clay basically, But I left it in there, and I totally forgot about it. Went and rode my bike, that had 2 different size wheels on it for like 8 hours, and I ended up catching the garage on fire.
What?
Yeah, so over in East Las Vegas where it's hella hood with like the trailers that have garages built onto them and stuff.
Yeah.
Over there off of Mount McKinley Street, I live there. So anyways, my mom and stuff was gone, she's out doing her thing. And then my brother brought that home, and I was bored, and I was sitting at home, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make a pizza, And I put it in the little Easy Bake Oven, and then my friend came over, was like, hey, you want to go ride bikes on the ditch? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
The ditch?
Yeah, because they had the big aqueducts.
The storm drain?
Yeah, the storm drain.
I mean, I can relate to that one. I've done that before.
That's a thing in Vegas. Like, if you live in a nice part of the world that has nature, you go, like, ride by the rivers. That's our rivers. But, yeah, I went and rode my bike for, 6 hours.
What's water?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
So I rode out there for 6 hours and ended up catching the garage on fire because that thing heated up, got super hot, and, of course, like, the frames of those are plastic, And and so I guess, I didn't know that it didn't have a turnoff or something on it. Anyways, it got real hot, and then I ended up catching that garage on fire. And then my mom blamed it on my brother Charlie because he had, a bunch of, his he sold drugs or whatever, and he had a bunch of his cell phones and stuff plugged in back when they used to have the insulation in the plugs and stuff.
my brain just went straight to viewing some fucking meth lab, and then there's an Easy Bake Oven in the corner with some Play-Doh, and it just got the whole fucking thing on fire. That was my first. That was straight where my brain went to.
Fortunately enough, it wasn't
meth lab.
Yeah. Fortunately enough, it wasn't a meth lab. But could you imagine how hilarious it would have been if Heisenberg got caught because someone left the Easy Bake Oven on?
What's his kid's name? The one with the cerebral palsy or whatever.
Oh, fuck. I can't remember.
I've never seen the show. I've only
Yeah, I love the show. It's a good show, but I can't remember his name. Becky says in the chat, she left the magnifying glass in her yard and went to play and set it on fire.
What?
Yeah, you never did that as a kid, with magnifying glass, trying to catch grass.
I've tried several times, and I could never get it to light anything. I've literally tried to light gas on fire with a magnifying glass, and it didn't work.
Nah, man, you gotta do it with the old dry grass out here and the weeds and stuff.
It was gas on dry leaves. It was very flammable. I probably could have died. It was not.
The thing is, you gotta create a flame, or you gotta hit that light point for gasoline. You gotta hit that spark point.
Yeah, and also, I mean, so people think that gas is flammable. I mean, it is, but it's the fumes that are explosive.
Yeah.
It's not the actual you can put a match out in the liquid part of gas as long as it doesn't ignite the gas part of gas. That sounds so dumb. I'm so fucking stupid.
I'm also a scientist.
That sounds so dumb. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said. But
And it's on the internet forever now.
you can, like, it's
Go ahead, keep going.
if the gas, if it doesn't ignite the like gaseous part of
The
the
gaseous?
gas, like the fumes.
Can you spell
the
that for
fumes.
me?
Gaseous? Yeah. Gas.
Just.
OUS.
Gaseous? The gas vapor, like RB Mark II says?
Yeah, like the fumes or whatever. Like the fumes are more flammable than the actual gas. Like
Yeah.
So my dad drove a tanker truck delivering gas to the Chevrons for fucking 20 years. He said he was more afraid when he was empty than when he was full because
All the fumes inside the truck.
Yeah, because it had hella fumes and it was basically just like a little gas chamber capsule thing instead of
Gaseous
it being like full of fuel. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, when it's full of fuel, I'm assuming, like
Gaseous clay.
gaseous clay, yeah. I'm assuming that it just sticks together, it's more dense, so it's less likely to spark. But you're absolutely right, it's the fumes. And it was funny because when I was in the Army, everyone would come up to me and, like, especially when we're overseas, because most of the stuff in the military is diesel. You have, like, Gators or four-wheelers, which are gasoline. And then anyways, so they come up to me, he's like, oh my god, blah, blah, I think I filled up, because all the generators and stuff like that, I was a generator mechanic, were all diesel. And they're like, I think I put gasoline in here, and I can't tell the smell, the difference, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, bring me the gas can. And I knew it was already diesel, because that's all we had. So like, all right,
Yeah.
blah, 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 let me see it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'd pour some out in my hand, and then that's back when I was smoking cigarettes. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'd light a cigarette with it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're good. And everyone's like, oh my god, like freaking out and shit. Or like they'd have like a spill, and I'd walk up like, oh, you guys better put some fucking cat litter on that, blah blah. And I'd throw my cigarette in it,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, oh my god, like freaking out. But you can't light diesel on fire with a flame.
Yeah, it takes a lot more
Its flash point's very high.
higher, well, obviously pressure, that's diesel engine, but that kind of reminds me of, so we had, like, you ever have, like, those career days or whatever, like, in like, elementary and middle school?
Had like what?
Like a career day?
Oh, yeah.
Like people's parents would come and be like, oh, I'm a fucking doctor or whatever.
I have an
Like,
OnlyFans, yeah.
good for you. Like, well, so my dad was a truck driver, so he literally like brought the fucking truck to the school, and they were like, well, it's a 120-foot long truck, that's crazy. And then like he was just like, yeah, I just drive around and deliver gas. And then like, and we're like in 4th grade, and
Yeah.
like these kids were fucking stupid. And like one kid in my class was like, so like, if I shot it with a gun, would it explode? And I was like, what? What kind of question is that? And he was like,
Well, the movies, man, all the movies, you shoot a gas tank.
yeah, my dad was like, yeah, probably. He's like, I mean,
I don't know.
why would you do that?
Your dad approached it very Hank Hill style, it sounds like.
Yeah.
He's like, well, god damn, that boy ain't right.
Like, God damn it, CJ. I think that's what the kid's name was.
Becky Buckwald says that kid's going places. Yeah, probably to jail.
Fuck.
Oh man, but yeah, guys. So that's about. Well, I think we'll even it out here. We'll end the show about 10 minutes earlier than usual. But yeah, so make sure that you guys don't shoot gas tanks, because they might explode or whatever.
Or do, have a good time. Do what you want to do.
I don't condone that at all.
Sometimes you just gotta send it. I condone it 100%.
Oh man, but yeah, it's been a good show. Cody, thanks for coming back on. As you guys know, Cody will be here more often. We'll have the show back on Monday. I believe it'll be us three, me, Adam, and Legion. We'll be back to it, and we're probably going to get into the Australian stuff a lot better than we did here tonight. I do want to thank every single one of you in the chat that did drop the links and all the info, RB Mark II, Tech Begin Shannon, and all that stuff. If you guys are in Australia, this is a very big deal. And I know, like, especially with, like, vape advocacy, it's easy to get complacent and think someone else is going to do it for you. But your one message to your people in charge or anything like that could make a difference. So make sure you guys are always out there, going out there and fight for your right to vape something that's safer than the stuff that they're trying to shove down your throats. Because nicotine is not harmful in, the vape world compared to cigarettes full of carcinogens, all that shit. But yeah, and before I start saying stuff that doesn't make sense, we'll end the show here. Cody, you got any last words for these beautiful people?
Thanks for watching. That's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you, Cody. As always.
Okay, you're just gonna do me like that.
But yeah, make sure you guys do that. Otherwise, we'll catch you next week. And you guys stay safe out there and have fun and whatever. Shoot your buttholes. I don't know.